Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Zach. I'm here with Ryan and we're going to be talking about his 4Runner. If you like this sort of content, you like rig walkarounds, or you like what I'm doing with the channel, please consider subscribing. And what's so exciting about this particular video is you can actually come out to San Diego and you can rent this awesome rig from Ryan. So if you like this sort of 4Runner, or you're trying to decide whether you want to actually get into overlanding, you can come and try this out. Unfortunately, you know, these rigs aren't necessarily the cheapest hobby. And so if this is something you're wanting to get into, but you kind of want to try it or test it out first, you know, you could always come out here to sunny Southern California and test it out before you actually decide to make an investment on it. So how on earth would I do that? So before we do the walk around, let's just kind of talk a little bit about that. Ryan, you want to kind of explain the process of how to do that?
Yeah, so I started renting cars about 3 years ago. And this was like my side hobby and my side passion. And it wasn't actually until recently I realized there was a market for people who want to come out and enjoy overlanding without the massive expense that I've taken on of building this out. So anyone who's interested would just go to my profile. Hopefully it's linked below on outdoorsy.com. And from there you can request different editions or time frames. You can request trip ideas, all kinds of things like that. And we've tried to make it really simple for any person to just jump in the truck and have a great adventure.
It's super cool how modular you've made it too, because if someone wants to just rent the truck maybe for a day and they don't want to camp, they don't necessarily need to add on the tent or you know, different things like that. You know, you can kind of pick and choose which modifications you might want for your trip. So it's really nice that you're able to do that too.
Yeah, for sure.
So before we jump into the video too far here, do you want to just kind of run us through some of the modifications on the front of the truck here, and we'll kind of work our way back?
Yeah, sounds good. So this is a 2020 TRD off-road, and you know, as such, it's very capable for overlanding and off-roading. But some of the limiting factors are tire clearance. So we put in a Viper cut along with a low-profile C4 bumper carrying a Baja Designs light bar, and tucked inside is a worn Xeon 10 wireless winch. Very capable of pulling this truck or whatever other truck, however far you gotta go. So in addition to the equipment up here, underneath we've got our RCI skid plates for the front, the transfer case, and the gas tank. So really the whole undercarriage is pretty well protected. It's all been powder coated, but as you can see, it's received some love. Yeah. This is definitely not your mall crawler. It's definitely scratched up. It's got your marks from lots of good times. So yeah. Never done anything to the fog lights. We have some LEDs that I added in for the headlights. And that's really it as far as lighting goes in the front of the truck. So moving on to the wheels, we got 17-inch wheels wrapped in a 35-inch tire, which is kind of rare to see on a 4Runner. I've had to do a lot of modifications. The front suspension is Icon. I don't even know what stage because it's all been done in pieces, but we got the upper control arms. We've got shocks, no reservoirs, but it's been a really awesome system. It produces about a 2.5-inch lift. Really rides well, and I'm very happy with the Icon system. Just
walk us through. I know you've got some exhaust and the side steps here. You want to just let us know what's going on the side here?
Yeah, so this is a Cali-raised rock rail with a slight kick out, and it's level. It's not angled. I'm very strategic about that because I've damaged almost the whole side of the truck. And then one of the really nice features is it has a MagnaFlow Overland Series exhaust, which is tucked away. It doesn't get in any way, but it's also not the most quiet system. So you hear it coming down the road, and you know, but it does really perform well.
Awesome. Well, you've also got a lot going on up on the roof. What do you have all going on up there?
Yeah, so I got a Rhinorack Batwing. It's a 270-degree awning that opens all the way up. If you visit my profile on Outdoorsy, you can see what it looks like. And then a Roofnest clamshell hard cover tent. Very nice sleeping platform for camping. The Batwing is really amazing. We've had it out in rain, we've had it out in wind, and it provides a nice bit of shade for any environment, really.
And is the Roofnest the normal or the XL version?
It's just the Falcon, it's not the XL.
Okay.
The XL sits outside the lines of the truck, and so we chose to go with this one. So that's a Rhinorack Pioneer. Very, very good system. Super happy with the way that performs. The lowest profile you can get, and with the addition of a wind fairing, it's pretty quiet. But yeah, Rhinorack all around.
I was really impressed to, I guess, learn, since I didn't know, that the roof rails go front to back, and so do the crossbars. The crossbars also go front to back, whereas most, typical aluminum extrusion roof racks, they have the, standard crossbars that go side to side. So that's another way that they try to reduce some wind noise, is by running those front to back. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, for sure.
That was awesome. All right, well, and do you have anything special or different about your rear suspension?
Yeah.
When I was crawling under there, it looked like there was some extra stuff on.
There's a lot going on. We got to replace the trailing arms, all kinds of, that's why I'm not exactly sure what stage icon it is, because as I've gone, I've just replaced different pieces that just beef up the suspension and make it more reliable and resistant to damage.
You wanted to also talk about sort of the whole built-out storage system in the back here. This is pretty intense.
This is awesome. This is where the fun begins. So custom built boxes by my friend Jasper, ARB refrigerator that slides out on a Tortuga off-road platform. You got drawers, come out completely with a surface here, opens up with all your kitchen gear. I also use it to keep a fire pit. I have a steel fire pit that I keep in there. Oh. And then these, more kitchen supplies. I like to have the vehicle ready at any time to just head out. All we need to do is stop at the store, get some provisions. Up here, this is custom made to fit 4 4Runner boxes. Like you see, they're all labeled. And again, just pull them right off the garage shelf, right into the truck, and we're ready to go. We have our recovery systems right here. And then this is usually like your stove, your fuel, your things like that. And then we have one for perishable foods up front.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And you've even got some Molly panels tucked in on the sides there. Who are those made by?
Yeah, so these are also Cali raised, and I couldn't even tell you why I bought these. I just, you get started with momentum with these projects, and I haven't really found a good use for them yet. I'm sure I will, but yeah.
Well,
they're there.
At minimum, they look cool.
Yeah, and they protect the windows a little bit. I've sustained some damage to the tint from things like bouncing around, and so they keep it a little safer.
Yeah, for sure. So obviously having this rear bumper, you kind of gain some things other than just protecting the rear of your vehicle. It's awesome. You've got this full-size spare, you've got this ladder. Is this everything that would come on the bumper if people were to rent, or are there additional accessories that you offer to mount to it? Or what's kind of the setup that you typically would run on here if you're renting it out?
There's a whole bunch of varieties. I have 2 fuel canisters, along with a high lift jack mount, and another mount for like your traction boards, all out here if required or if desired. That does put a lot of weight on the back of the truck, so I don't drive around with that all the time. But in addition to those modular pieces, we also have like a spot for like your shovel, and eventually we want to get it to where like a lot of your kitchen table items and things like that are stored inside of here to make a nice cooking area. You have exterior lighting to light up your campsite. But more than anything, it provides a lot of clearance and protection.
Yeah, for sure. Well, and honestly, even if I didn't have all those things, just having this ladder here built in and sturdy to get up to the tent, that's so nice.
It is really, really convenient. This is a system built by Expedition 1, and I've been very, very satisfied since putting it on here. First things first, with all this weight and all this equipment, we definitely had to regear. So the 35-inch tires required us basically to switch to 488s. So we changed out Nitro 88 gears, and we also put in a limited slip differential in the front. So almost every 4Runner that you're gonna drive is gonna be really not a 4-wheel drive, but a 3-wheel drive. Whereas this is true 4-wheel drive, and it crawls very, very effectively. In addition to that, you know, we have like our light bar switch for the front. We've got our rear light switches here. Pedal commander is tucked away. I'm a big fan of pedal commander. We've got wireless Apple CarPlay provided by a dongle that's again tucked into the dash. We've got front camera and rear camera accessible by this switch under the steering wheel here. And yeah, like in general, there's a lot of nice amenities that we've been able to add that don't even take away from the OEM aesthetic of the truck that people love so much. Tell you what, one of my favorite features that we didn't even talk about is I have a custom 10-inch subwoofer built into the back there. That subwoofer combined with that rear window down is just a really nice vibe to roll around with, and a really nice feature of the truck. So shout out to Alan Eds for their awesome custom job of putting that back there.
That's awesome. Yeah, well, we're still in California, so if you're gonna head down to the beach one day,
yeah, that's right,
you're gonna have to have the windows down with the music blaring. That's
Yep.
just required. Since this is a 2020, it has the fully updated you know, gauge cluster as well as the head unit. So yeah, this is a really sharp truck. There's no question about that. All right, well, I don't want to really say that that's it because it's a super awesome truck, but Ryan, thanks so much for showing us around this. And definitely check the description below because we're linking his outdoorsy listing for this truck. Honestly, I think that if you're on the fence about buying a 4Runner or building out a vehicle that's more off-road capable or doing backcountry camping and off-roading, it's really smart to honestly give it a try because you may save yourself a lot of money if you decide you don't really end up enjoying it quite as much as you thought you would. So, you know, go check out that listing below. Like we just walked through, you know, this is an absolutely sweet 4Runner. All right, well, thank you all for watching, and that's gonna be all from us here in Southern California. Hope you all have a good rest of your day.